You guys will like this episode if you're interested in cold calling because we're talking with Marwan, who runs an Egyptian call center for real estate investors. He manages 400 different callers. And so things I took away was how he manages and hires great callers that produce leads.
Yeah, and having a team support you in managing those 400 people was pivotal too. Having people that are skilled at doing cold calling, being able to teach how to do the cold calling, and then managing the 400 cold callers all themselves to maintain that level of quality you need to be successful.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Marwan. Hey, tell us, what's an overview of your business? What do you guys do over there?
So mainly like we run a lot of bunch stuff like PPC, PPL, like cold calling, texting, lead management, acquisitioning, dispositioning. I've been doing it for 7 years, man. Like a lot, for real. Like
Okay,
and I
great. Is it for real estate or is it for other industries?
nah for real estate, like mainly. Like real estate,
Okay.
lands, commercial, residential, heavy
Yes.
portion of real
What's
estate.
what's your company called?
DealMachine OS, and also I'm a founder at Reg VA. So two companies I'm a partner at.
Got it. So people
And
pay you guys and you guys handle their outsourced cold calling and texting?
mainly like outsource call calling and texting and like help like in automations because like we run a lot of bunch of automations, but mainly our first data provider is the machine. I tried a lot of things like but backend. I work with like 600 plus like real estate investors, wholesalers, like a lot of people, but actually like I tried like is it like no okay to say mention others software's names or
Sure.
sure. So I
Sure.
tried batch leads, I tried prop stream, I tried RSF skip tracing. I tried a lot of like softwares out there as mapping, list pooling, skip tracing. But actually, the most accurate thing that I found when I tried to do the list stacking, because like most of the people out there, like because like if and you know that of course, a lot of people using the machine, but a friction of it, like they actually know how to use it, right? So we pull the list like directly from like absentee owners, probate, pre-foreclosure, and then we start to do like list stacking method. Most of the batch leads prop stream like or like RI Sift are they are kind of good at mapping, but they are shitty when it comes to skip tracing, when it comes to the stat records itself. The machine is actually I found it super accurate when it comes to numbers. Either if I'm getting like some lists actually, if I because I tried before to like to pull an absentee and vacant, I got like 92% hit rate on the list. Man, I love that for real.
I'm glad you like the data. How many text messages, cold calls are you guys making every month?
Every month, I would say an average in a day, like we get like from 200 up to 400 calls. We make like from 1500 like dials per one person. Like I have a clients, they have like seven, eight, nine different call callers, but like when it comes to the average, like they make from 200 up to 500 connected calls. That's like the connected calls actually. When it comes to dials, like I have some of the people they use like the machine as like the integrated dialer within it. But to be kind of fair and honest, like when it comes to outbound, I love to do it with the 10 line dialers out there. Because like we have a lot of I would and also I would love if the machine gonna create a like a 10 line dialer, triple line dialer. Because like if it's gonna be like an upcoming like next step for you, that will crash things for real.
Got
Because
it.
like the it. Mhm.
Yeah. So you guys are doing a high volume. You guys are using you're exporting data from DealMachine, which we love and appreciate. That's great. And then you're plugging it in your own dialer, which is like, high volume, multi-line dialer. It calls people and then the reps, it connects them to a person every 30 seconds or so, right? In between calls.
Like every 30 seconds, like 20 seconds, then even less. Like sometimes they have a rush calls because I love to make the channels per agent like
Right.
10 lines, like per the
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
like they sometimes they rush and some days it's not, just depends on the connectivity rate, the response rate on each day, right?
Yes.
And like and honestly, what I love to do, because most of the people when they start, also we use your data and texting, right? But I love to do it in a smart way. A lot of people using your data and texting, but they text first, and if somebody just responded, they start calling after that. But I do it different a little bit. I thought in a smart way. So first we do six, seven attempts on each like list we have right now. So after we did the six or seven attempts, like we will still have no answers, voicemails, and hang up, right? People that they didn't respond over phone mainly. So those type of records, we just gonna select them all, extract them, and put it. put them then again in like in a D machine. Like we use it also as a CRM. So we upload it back in there. We get like the mobile phone number, and those mobile phone number, I start to bulk texting them over because like their ratio to respond over text is way higher because they respond over phone first.
Got it.
Hmm.
Okay. So how long have you guys been doing this?
6 years.
6 years. Okay. So you guys started getting bulk data from DealMachine like a year ago?
I started using the machine since like since the beginning, man. I started like using it like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's when we came out with the data that you're talking about, right?
Right.
Okay, got it. So what did that do to your expenses?
Expenses, it's low for real. Like I love the way of my like giving me a credits of like skip tracing or like or a credit of records. Like because like most of the softwares out there, man, they are like they're giving you like 10 cents, 12 cents per record, like 15
Right.
cents per record, 9 cents per record. But like you giving like the best, like I wouldn't say like the like 85%, 90% hit rate on like each list that I'm gonna skip trace on, and cheap, really cheap. We have the enterprise plan, like, and even that's cheap for real. For like the 100,000 records that I'm pulling and skip tracing, that's fabulous for you.
Right. It's saving $9,000 or so, basically
Yeah,
from what you were spending on it
actually,
before.
if we gonna calculate that over, like I saved like more than 5 figures with all the people that I'm working with.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
way,
And
hmm
so how many callers is that?
how many callers right now
Yeah.
I haven't like in both or like on the machine OS.
All your callers.
All your callers, I have close like to 413 right now. Like
Wow.
in Reg VA, I have 200 like 213 and like another 200 like in D Machine OS. And actually, once me and Afra created D Machine OS, I created because like I told him, man, I love D Machine for real, and I will create our new business as D Machine OS operating system, man.
Got it. So
Hmm.
how do you let's talk about you manage 400 dialers. So what's the best way to recruit somebody who's going to make calls for you and how do you manage them?
Like mainly, first of all, the recruiting first, right? So the recruiting depends on a lot of stuff. Like we have like four phases of interview, right? Like we don't hire anybody. Like we need people that they have actually skill in sales, or at least if they doesn't have the skills in sales, they gonna get trained on so they actually know what they are saying. Because like most of the people they hire like VAs as a cost of reduction from Philippines, India, Egypt, like whatever, right? But the whole key point, like the the English, it's not like the primary language. They learn it in school. So when you hire somebody overseas, you need somebody like they can actually know what they are saying. That's the first aspect that we put on the first phase of interview. Second one, like how they handle their rejection. What is their tone of voice? Because mainly me myself, I spent like more than 100 grand in sales courses, mentorships. A lot of people, Alex Hormozy, Jeremy Lee Minor, a lot of gurus out there that I went through their courses, mentorships, and the most aspects that I look into the people that I'm hiring is their tone of voice, how they sound over phone, how
Yep.
how they actually sound, even if it's a girl, like a guy, whatever it. If they have a good tone, if they know how to actually use their tone, then we train them on like the tonality game, the playful tone, the concerned tone, how they pose, the active listening, the matching and mirroring, the stutter. That's how we recruit. If they pass the four interview like phases, then we start to manage. So how we manage, I manage data and I manage agents or call
Okay.
callers. So how we manage data, we track the calls, the connected calls, the failed, the wrong numbers, the voicemails to calculate the percentage on each attempt that we made on the list. Let's say, for example, we pulled an absentee and vacant, and we're gonna call it stack campaign on the dialer. After we did like three, four, five different attempts, I will start to track how many calls, how many connected calls, how many wrong numbers, the percentage of the wrong numbers, and the percentage of the voicemail. So why is that? Because like if somebody like I work with people nationwide, if somebody in Florida or if somebody in Texas, like the connection ratio and the data out there is gonna be different, right? So somebody like the tax delinquent list might be a good fit for their market, and other people they need like a foreclosure one. And also depends on their exit strategy. If they like do creative finance or finance, wholesale, innovation, like if they are flippers, like it actually depends. But what I love about D machine actually is like the filtering process. Can I? Because like I can customize the criteria. It depends on each one exit strategy in each one market. So I manage the data by tracking the attempts, the call calls, and like the connected calls to determine the campaign performance, which is after, let's say, for example, I targeted tax delinquent and I targeted stack campaign. I started to calculate how many total dials I made on each month on tax delinquent and how many total dials I made on stack. Then I start to calculate how many leads I got on this and how many leads I got on this. Then I divided both. So I got a number which is called dials to leads. How many dials it got me just to get one lead on tax delinquent, and
Right.
how many dials it got me to get one on stack.
So how do you know if a rep is doing a good job or not?
Mainly monitoring. Like we do also do an AI automations, right? So we have an in-house development team. We created our own software that it can like auto, like you can run it in the background, like Hopstaff, Jepo. Like, are you familiar with those softwares? Of course, right?
Sure.
They track the performance, like how many hours you spend in this tab. They get like screenshots. Mainly, it's like a kind of a recording for what you're doing throughout the shift. So
So
like we
basically,
already
if you're calculating leads per dial, if a certain representative had a low leads to dial, that would give you an indicator that they might need some coaching, right? That they might not
100%,
be. Yeah, correct. That's all I was getting at. Was just that was a metric that was really
100%.
important for you guys.
100%. So we actually do all the babysitting, the team leading, the quality assurance. We start to track like the data because they're gonna tell us like what the callers are doing, and also on the callers back end, we track how many calls they made, how many dials, what is the dispositions, and what is the post call time. So the post call time is when they are kind of automatic dialer, when they like do like live calls, there is like a seconds between like when the call ends and when they pick the disposition. That's
Right.
we start to track the post call, the not available time, the break when they are back. So we subtract like all of those numbers out of the available time to know like what how many hours they actually have been calling for. And I'm not a big fan of like hiring a full-time call caller because like even like we are all human beings. Like if somebody's just like kind of call for straight 8 hours, they won't perform that much.
Right.
Not 100%. They will get tired. What I love to
Right.
do is like to hire two part-time people within the same seat. So
Right.
each one of them like look for 4 hours. They have the full energy. They make all the calls. Even like the all the 4 hours will be a rush calls.
Understood.
And
It's better to break it up.
yep, 100%.
Cool.
And with our automation system, man, we like the AI, they actually like we have a percentage of like tonality, approach, active listening. They start to live record the calls itself and analyze it to give us like a kind of percentage of like the active listening, the matching and mirroring, like their approach, like if they paused, if they like interrupt like the setter while
Right.
he's speaking, and like
Correct.
for
Yeah.
real,
It's like a coach in their ear.
yep, yep, 100%.
Amazing. Uh, Ryan, what do you want to know about cold calling? I don't believe you do too much cold calling in your business, right? It's mostly direct mail.
No, yeah, we mostly rely on direct mail. My biggest question is, with that
Hey,
many, do you manage all of those reps yourself, or do you have team leads that are helping you?
I would
Uh,
be I would be insane if I'm gonna manage like 400 people myself.
right.
Right. So actually, like I have an operation team. I have like a client relation success managers. I have team leaders. I have quality assurance mainly. If we're gonna sort out to this like 400 people, that's a lot. Even like for five,
Yeah.
6 people to manage all of that, that's really a lot. That will be a pressure on them. So like the team leaders, they are responsible to track the hours, to track the dispositions, to know how the caller perform. Then if they need coachings, if they need training, I have like trainers, which is
Gotcha.
like I promote the like the most experienced call callers, lead managers, to make them like a trainers, give them like a kind of simple tips and tricks on sales. So if somebody like need a coaching, they are responsible for that. Because like if let's say that one co-caller like went through a coaching session with the trainer, they didn't perform well. Who I'm gonna judge,
Yeah.
right? The co-caller? No, the team leader. If I'm just like pressing on them and they have a lot of pressure on work, I wouldn't be justice. So the trainer, like they are responsible for that. Also, another department, which is the quality assurance team, they are responsible for listening to the calls, to the not interested, even to know like how the callers will perform, right?
Hmm.
Because like if like let's say you have a coder right now, like a VA, which is doing calls, are you actually gonna know that the disposition that he put right now as a not interested is an actual not interested? Does he
Right.
try his best to actually like convert it? Does he did like a good in rebuttals? Does he handle like the rejection right? That's the whole part. So the quality assurance, they listen to the not interested, wrong numbers, no answers, because like you might have like somebody that who doesn't want to work, huh? It's just like they're
Yeah.
gonna keep pressing on no voicemail, like no answer, and they will not
Right.
make calls. So the
Yeah.
quality assurance team, they only responsible for that. Team
Yeah.
leaders and the operation manager, they are making sure that all departments are aligned together.
Yeah. Hey, Marwan, are you in Egypt right now?
Yeah.
So, tell us and teach us something about Egypt, man.
I will invite you to Egypt, man. I have like three of my clients. I invited them the last month. We went to the pyramids, Sphinx. I got them into like a nice Nile River like trip. If you want to also go to a club, like Egypt is fabulous. Like I have been there in the States. Actually, my grandpa like he's in Houston, so I'm between like Houston, Egypt, Houston.
Okay.
Egypt is it,
How
it,
close to you are how close are you right now to a pyramid?
how close? 2 hours driving.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun besides the club? You
For
said I know it mentioned.
actually, I love like horse ridings, shooting, and I'm not a big fan of that. Also of horse riding, but that's like a family tradition. We have
Yeah.
like a couple of horses, but in a farm. But what I love to do myself, I I, I love in mechanical engineering for real. I have like I have like the. Are you familiar with the Hyundai Solaris?
The automotive company, Hyundai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have an inline one. It's an actually like it's stock. It's 220 horsepower. Like I upgraded mine to like 462 horsepower. That's what
Oh,
I do
so
for
it's like
fun.
yeah. It's like their performance version of the car. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do for fun, man. In my garage, like a good playlist, nice cup of coffee, and that's it.
That's awesome. So when you're
Yeah, yeah,
horseback riding, is it like the desert out there?
yeah. It's not like the desert. We don't ride camels, but there is a places that like the desert places we use them like as like a horse riding areas. But
Got it.
normally, like, yeah, like you don't know Egypt. Have you been in there before?
Nope, never been there.
For real? You miss a lot, man.
I'll have to come sometime.
Yeah, 100%. Like search on Google for Dahab or Sharm Sheikh. Like those are the best areas we have. Like if you want to spend a vacation there, it's like the Maldives or even better.
Does everybody in Egypt speak English?
Nah, I would say
How did
60% of the population or 50%.
how did you learn?
How did I learn? You wouldn't actually believe me if I told you.
Okay, try me.
YouTube.
Oh,
All
okay.
YouTube. Like, is anyone here can speak Spanish?
Some people can speak Spanish here. Yeah,
Solo estudio español, se tomó
I don't.
amigo.
I don't speak Spanish
Yeah.
though.
I learned Spanish, German, and English from YouTube. Actually,
Wow.
uh, I wouldn't say I'm a hustler, but I started from scratch. I came from zero. Right now, like I'm a six figures like company owner. The actually like I didn't learn English in school or anything. Like I started from YouTube, like my
Yeah,
notebook, my pen, and I started in this field like or real estate mainly since 2017, and I got it all here, man.
that's amazing, man. Congrats to you. Who was
Thank
Afra?
you,
He
Dave.
was on here earlier. Is he your business partner?
Yeah, my business partner in DealMachine West. He's a
How
nice
do you
guy, but
guys?
like he just
How do you guys
Yeah,
split up your duties?
split up our duties.
Yes.
Mainly, he's responsible for the part of like the client relation, the marketing, the closing, and I'm the one responsible for data internals.
Okay, got it. Well, cool. Enjoyed definitely learning a little bit about Egypt and a little bit about you as well as your business for cold calling and texting for investors.
Yup. Also, we run PPC, PPLs, man. I'm a big fan
All
of
right.
PPC and PPL. I run them for my business as well. Is your Ryan is your partner?
He's my co-host of the podcast.
For real? Hey, Ryan.
So where can people find you, Marwan?
Our website for business, it's www.dealmachineos.com. And my other company, it's like www.redgva.com, which is real estate deal generation.
All right. Not affiliated with DealMachine. So greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a really good rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the DealMachine Real Estate Investing Podcast. Please leave us a review and follow along wherever you're listening to your podcast.